What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. Now, first things first, before we go ahead and get started, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you, God, for another day and opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications so you can be a part of the Rich family. And let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Now, as y'all can see by the looks of the title and the screen, I am bringing y'all the very best two-way slashing shot creator build. And this is also known as the Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan build. So we're going to go ahead and get started by making this build out of the shooting guard position. Now, once we go ahead and get into the breakdown of the height, weight, and wingspan, you can change these numbers based off your own preference, but I'm telling you right now, in order to unlock the best animations for this build, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and make it at 6'6" for the height. When it comes down to the weight, I'm going to go with 180 because if you go anything higher, we do take a hit towards our speed. Then for the wingspan, I'm going to go with 7'2", and I'm just going to let you know right now, on this build, we'll be able to get the glass cleaning takeover, still with the ability to break ankles, and then when it comes down to getting contact dunks on this build, I'm telling y'all, we'll be able to unlock the elite ones as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the first breakdown of our finishing. When it comes down to the driving layup, I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to an 80. Now, if you want to go ahead and raise it to unlock more layup packages, that is perfectly fine right now. But when it comes down to the driving dunk, as you can see, I'm going to go with a 92. And right here, that's going to give us a total of 19 finishing badges. And we're actually going to be able to maintain 5 Hall of Fame as well. Now, when it comes down to the gold, we get 3. That is perfectly fine in my opinion. And especially with the fact that we are able to get the contact dunks, everything for the finishing is going to be perfect. Now, for the shooting, I'm going to go with an 84 mid-range shot as well as an 83 pointer. Now, if you want to go ahead and max both of these numbers out, you definitely can do so, but I'm trying to spread the wealth to where I'm able to get 100 badges on this build, still while able to maintain with elite contact dunks and being able to unlock certain dribble packages. So right here, we get 25 total shooting badges, bring up that free throw to a 90, and right here, everything's going to be perfect for the shooting. When it comes down to the playmaking, I'm going to go with the 61 pass accuracy. Now, I know we only do get bronze when it comes down to bullet passer, but that's going to be perfect. Now, if you want to raise the pass accuracy, you can do that. But what I'm going to do for the ball handle is go with an 84, as well as a speed with ball of an 80. And right here, we get 21 playmaking badges. And then as for the gold badges on this build, I'm telling y'all, we're able to maintain 8, which in my opinion is more than enough. Now, let's go ahead and check out what actually makes this build a two-way. For the defense, I'm going to go with a perimeter defense of 85. Then when it comes down to the steal, if you want to max it out, you definitely can do so. But that's going to take away from the block as well as our rebounding. So go with an 86 for the steal. When it comes down to the block, I'm going to go ahead and max this out. Now for the offensive rebound, you can put these numbers however you feel comfortable with. But I'm going to go with the 79 for the offensive and an 81 for the defensive. And right here, we're able to get 27 defensive badges in total, 3 Hall of Fame, but when it comes down to the gold badges, we're able to get at least 10, y'all. Now, if you want to adjust the numbers in order to try to get extra badges, you definitely can do so, but let's go ahead and start working with our physicals. So I'm going to max out our speed, acceleration. Make sure that you do go with an 80 vertical, so that way we're able to unlock the elite contact dunks. And then as for the rest of the way with our attributes, throw the rest into the stamina and we're going to be able to maintain a 96. And really imagine with this build, if you have grinded out each season, now that we are in season 8, we have the potential to get an 8 extra badges put towards this build, which would easily put us over the 100 mark. Now, remember, we'll be able to maintain some of the best dribbling packages, be able to shoot just as good as any other build, and then I'm really liking the fact that we do get all of the contact dunks. Then the defense really speaks for itself as well. Imagine what this build is going to be looking like if you do decide to buy your own boost. Run with teammates that do have floor general and defensive leader both on Hall of Fame with your takeover activated. That's going to make a huge difference put towards this build on all areas of the floor. But for the takeovers, we get the slashing, shot creating, then right here also, like I said earlier, we're able to maintain the lockdown, and then finally, we are able to get the glass cleaning. Now, for this build, I'm telling you, if you were able to go ahead and just pick 2 defensive takeovers, I would consider going with the extreme clamps as well as see the future takeover. But if you want to go with 2 offensive takeovers, I would probably go with finishing moves as well as ankle breaking shots for the takeover. But again, I'm going to go with extreme clamps just to help out on the defensive end. Then if you go with see the future takeover, this would make this a perfect 1v1 build. Let's go ahead and check out the build name. And as y'all can see, we have created the 2-way slashing shot creator together, and I'm telling y'all, once we add on all the extra boost that's able to be taken into consideration on this build, really gonna change up what we're gonna be able to do. So really, once we go ahead and activate our takeover, we're gonna be able to get a +10 put towards our defensive area for the glass cleaning as well as our defense in general. But if you did decide to go with the finishing or the shot creating takeover, go ahead and add a +10 put towards those areas as well. Now, with our teammates having on floor general and defensive leader, that's going to be a +4 put towards our build in all. But then if you do decide to buy your own boost, that's a +8, and then in takeover, that's going to give us a +18. So for the defensive area, we're going to have a majority of our stats being a 99 when it comes down to the perimeter defense, the steal, the block, and then both of our rebounding, besides when it comes down to if you do decide to pick a different takeover. So remember, the 99 stats are only applicable if you do pick that specific takeover for the defensive area, whether it be the shooting or the finishing. But for this build, I'm really liking that if you even pick a different takeover other than the slashing, with boost, you'll be able to get a 99 driving dunk, which means we'll be able to get even a better chance at getting all the contact dunks. So let's go ahead and get started with the badges now. When it comes down to my liking, I'm going to go with Hall of Fame Limitless Takeoff. Secondly, you cannot forget about Gold Posterizer. Now, one badge that I really like is going to be Fearless Finisher, and I'm going to put this one on Silver. Now, for the final 5, if you wanted to, you can go with Bronze Fearless Finisher, Hall of Fame Slithery Finisher. Then for the final badge, I would go with Bronze Unstrippable. Now for the shooting, we got 25 badges that we're able to work with as well. So for my liking, I'm going to start with the most important ones, and that's going to be Hot Zone Hunter as well as Sniper. Now we have 14 more. Now if you want to, this is the perfect way to spread the wealth when it comes down to the shooting. Really consider Fade Ace as well. Since we are able to get it on Hall of Fame, I have used this badge, and I'm telling you, it really adds more things to your game, especially if you know how to time your shots correctly. But when it comes down to the silver badges, I'm going to go with Deadeye as well as Green Machine. Then for the bronze one, I'm going to go with Volume Shooter. Now Corner Specialist is another badge that I really like to run, but for the final one, I'm going to go with Difficult Shots. Now let's go ahead and move on to the playmaking. So a total of 21 badges for this area as well. I'm going to start it off with Gold Hyperdrive as well as Quick Chain. Now if you want to, you can definitely go ahead and leave Quick Chain off, but one badge that I really like is going to be Gold Triple Threat Juke. I'm going to go ahead and later drop this badge down to silver, but let's go ahead and move on. Make sure that you put on Quick First Step on gold as well as Tight Handles. And actually Tight Handles is going to be the main badge that you want to put on. Pair it up with Handles for Days, and right there, we'll be able to break ankles with this badge setup. Now let's go ahead and move on to the defensive area. I'm going to start it off with Gold Chase Down Artist as well as Silver Rim Protector. Now for the final 19, remember, if you did decide to add on the 8 extra badges put towards this build, you can put it towards your defensive area, and that is really going to put this build into a much better defensive level when it comes down to the badges, because we're going to be able to go from the 20s into the 30s. Now, the main badges that I am going to run on this build are going to be Silver Intimidator as well as Rebound Chaser. Now, also the fact that we do have a good amount of defensive badges really means that we should be able to spread the wealth and even possibly try out new badge setups as well. But if you want to go ahead and copy the same setup that I went with. This is going to be a perfect way to go about this build, and I'm really liking the way that we're able to get a good amount of tiers for each area of this build when it comes down to the badges. But for the final 5, if you wanted to, you can go with Hustler on Hall of Fame if you want, or even spread the wealth like I mentioned earlier. But this is the final setup: 27 defensive badges, 21 playmaking, 25 shooting with 19 finishing. And thank y'all again if you made it to the end. Go ahead and comment down as well. Where did you tune in from today? I'm coming out of Cali. But man, with all that being said, thank you God for another day and opportunity. And man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. And last but not least, y'all, let's go ahead and reach 50 likes on today's video. Again, thank y'all for the support. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Again, all glory goes to God. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.